Hello. So I've posted before about my experience growing ranunculus here in northern Ohio. Since then, I've learned a little more about how I can start my ranunculus corms without fearing that they will get root rot. I'll show you how I started my ranunculus and anemone corms. I got a little box of corms from Eden Brothers, which should provide me with flowers that look like these. So I found myself a little container. Gardening friends, you know what I mean. You probably have a whole box full of empty to-go containers. I soaked the corms in water. The directions would probably say 4 to 6 hours, but I actually only soaked them for 2 hours. You could go longer, but I found that 2 hours is quite sufficient. Don't go longer than 6 hours because they are prone to growing mold. I'm thankful to Amy from Petiti Garden Center in Avon for the very helpful tips. Since my last video, I have successfully started maybe at least 30 more ranunculus corms and had very few corms that did not germinate. Now, Amy told me that it's helpful to change the water every hour just to reduce the chance of growing mold and rotting. So I set my timer and changed water after the first hour. After 2 hours, I took them out of the water bath. I prepared some potting mix that was already moistened. Now you want to squeeze the soil until it stops dripping water. That's the right amount of moisture you want. I lined my plastic container with this mix and then placed all the corms in it. It doesn't matter that they are pretty close at this point. We are only interested in pre-sprouting them. I then cover the corms with more moistened potting mixture and place the container uncovered in a dark area of my garage. At that time, we were still getting temperatures of around 50 degrees in the night, so the garage was a good place to have them. I checked on them periodically to make sure that the soil didn't dry out and watered them as needed. Here are ranunculus corms that I had started to germinate earlier. As you can see, they were still in the early stages of germination, and some had developed some small roots and shoots. It's okay to dig them up to check every once in a while. Here are the same corms sometime later. You can better see the roots and shoots here. So I have found that they do well in a terracotta pot. I've placed some more fine orchid bark underneath a layer of potting soil mixed with perlite and then place them on top. I will proceed to add more soil until they are about 1 inch deep. Then I'll place them in a sunny location and water them whenever the soil is dry. Later in the summer, I will need to figure out how to keep them from getting too hot during the day. Once they leaf out, you want to feed them with fertilizer to help them flower, such as Jack's Blossom Booster, where the phosphorus percentage is higher. I think I started a little late in the season because they actually prefer to be in cooler weather, and I began germinating them in April. Next year, I will actually try to start them in February. They take about 90 days to bloom.